As far as features were concerned, I didn't find that there were too many features packed into this specific Ulanzi light, other than being able to manipulate, manipulate. What up, Tickety Gamers? It's your boy Jermaine back with another video. It's the channel where I talk everything technology and everything gaming technology related, with a twist of crazy. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the camera light that I have been using, and it is the VL49 RGB Ulanzi. That's right, Ulanzi seems to be a very popular camera RGB light. I have used it in my last video, and I have been loving it since, right? One video and I just love it. But it's very convenient because I use it for a back lighting, right? For a side lighting. But right now I'm not using it because I'm about to demonstrate it and I only have one. So, but I'll show the demonstration after I stop spinning my finger. The Ulanzi VL49 camera light, right? This is something I didn't consider buying initially, right? I was just using some Vijim side lighting, right? Just to cast like this overlight cast on the side of my head. Rim lighting is what it's called. Didn't really consider this until I was offered the opportunity to review it. And after reviewing it and trying it, I love it! I've actually reviewed the Lewinner RGB camera light as well. And if you want to see what my review and take on that particular device is, you can click, that's right, if you've seen previous videos, click the link right there, it'll take you there and it won't stop. Check that video out and let me know what you think of that particular one. But today I'm going to talk about this one and probably how it compares to that Lewinner light, right? The Lewinner is not popular in the sense of the way this Ulanzi light is popular, right? You look up RGB lights, this is typically the first one you're gonna see pop up, at least mostly in Amazon results, even Google search results, right? You'll definitely see this device pop up, and I'm curious to review it. You know, I've reviewed the Lewinner and I was pretty impressed by it, and I wonder how this stacks up against it. And I wonder how this device stacks up against it and if it's actually any better than that device, right? So we'll take a look at that right now. In 3, 2, 1, we're gonna talk about stuff. All right, so let's talk about the hardware first, right? Super light and plasticky. It feels like a cheap mouse you would use, right? Pretty hollow mostly, right? But not very durable in the construct of itself. So if I drop this little piece of plastic, it would probably crack along some edge, hopefully not the front, or bust my life, because then it's definitely not gonna work. I like that it's very small, very good for traveling, portability, take it anywhere in the world, so very good on that end. Very low profile buttons. After having reviewed the Lewinner, I like these low profile buttons a little bit better. They're not so loud and clicky. The Lewinner buttons were very click, 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 very loud clicks. So this is not so loud. Put it next to the mic so you can hear what it sounds like. Pretty much very similar makeup of the Lewinner RGB light. You have your 3 cold shoe mounts on 3 sides of the actual device. So very good if you wanted to mount additional Ulanzi lights for brighter lights, right? Or mount an additional camera or something else additional that has a shoe mount. I don't know, for your iPhone Y. And also comes with its own little cold shoe mount along the bottom with this 1/4 screws, so you can actually mount it on a tripod, boom mic stand, anything that takes that kind of screw apparatus thingamajig. And of course, along the back, you have your USB-C charging port, right? You can charge this via USB-C. I believe it takes about 2 hours to charge full battery, at least if you're coming from a dead battery. 2 hours to get full charge. 2000 milliamp battery, just like the Lewinner RGB light. So that lasts you about 2.5 hours on a pretty bright setting, actually, probably the brightest setting. But if you put it on the lowest setting, you're probably gonna get like 15 hours. But then looking here along the back, you have your left and right toggle buttons, right? Depending on what settings you have. So, and you have a switch, right? The power switch just switches left and right for on and off. Awesome sauce with the Lewinner. I didn't like it because you had to actually hold the power button for about 3-4 seconds and then it powered on, and you know, that's kind of annoying. You don't even know if you're pressing it. Sometimes it didn't power on. I had to like press it hard. Also, along with that, I see this very colorful bar going across the top back portion of it, right where the LCD screen is. That is where you would measure your color spectrum, right? So as you're toggling up and down along the color spectrum, you'll know where you are along the spectrum because it is in fact numbered. So 360 being all the way up towards the hottest on the red, and then 0 being over here on the red again. And somewhere down the middle being in the green and cool colors. So the ends have that hot spectrum, towards the center is the more cooler spectrums of green and blue. This little magnetic symbol here signifies that it is magnetized, meaning you can pretty much stick this on a metal surface. So if you have like a metal pole and you want to mount it on there for lighting, you can do that and not use your tripod. Why? I don't know, but it's there, right? You can stick this metal piece on something, maybe on the ceiling, right? I've tried that before. I actually have this metal beam going across the ceiling, and I can stick it up there and it's shining light downward on me. I wouldn't imagine me using that magnetic feature too much. And on the front, you have your LEDs, right? I believe it's like 60 something LEDs, who's counting? Actually less LED lights than on the Lunar, but we'll test the brightness. That doesn't necessarily mean it's not as bright or brighter. And you have your diffuser built into it, right? You can't take it out. That diffuser is static. As far as features were concerned, I didn't find that there were too many features packed into this specific Ulanzi light, other than being able to manipulate. Other than being able to manipulate the actual color spectrums from 0 to 360. Right, you can go across pretty much any color you want, fine tune it with the toggle buttons here, left and right. And you can also burp if you like to. What? And you also have control over the warmness and the lightness of the actual light, right? It goes from 2500 to 9000 Kelvin. So somewhere in between there, you're gonna find a nice sweet spot for your white balance. And the way you would toggle between being able to shift from regular light, right, being a cool or warm light, and to your color spectrums, it's just a matter of holding the button for 2 seconds and it switches between. Let me not face it towards you because you want to go blind, make myself blind. What? Toggle it, right, holding a few seconds, and it changes from the actual light color to the color mode, right? All right, so let's power this on and see how, wow, my whole face vibrated when I did that. Let's switch it over first to the standard lighting, right? This is maximum brightness, 100% at 9000 Kelvin, as high as you can get and as white as you can get, right? So that is what we're looking at. I don't know if that's gonna do anything with my camera, but probably not. I have it on manual. So this is as bright as this gets. So, you know, bear in mind, I do have lights going on. I have my light in front of me, some lights in the back. So you may not get the full effect, but I'll turn those off in a second so you can see what it looks like. It would definitely do awesome for some rim lighting, right? Looking at that in the back, I won't even need it to be at 100% to get a good rim lighting, and I can do a colored rim lighting, right? So this is white at 100% with lights on. Let's go ahead and turn some lights off. I'm gonna turn off this front light here just for you to see what cool beans and awesome sausages with sauce. This is quite bright actually. All right, so if I had this actually, ooh, that's, don't want to stare into that, but if I had this as a vlogging light, right, at pretty much a vlogging distance, if I had a camera in my hand, I was holding it, this would do pretty good, right, facing directly in front of me. Oh, that is pretty bright, probably too close. So you can get a little distance away from it. It's pretty bright. The lighting itself does have a diffuser, but I would say it's still kind of sharp and flashlighty, right, looking at that. But I'm gonna put this off a little distance from me, right? And see what it looks like if I put it, I don't know, 2 feet, 3 feet away from me, just to use it as a separate light. See if you could use it for your gaming, right? Who knows? We'll check it out right now. All right, techies and gamers, I have mounted it on a tripod here, and I'm gonna put it quite a distance away from me just to see what this, see what it can do if you use it as a standalone main source light. So right now I have it facing me and it is at 100%. I put it about 5 feet away from me. As you can see, it's not enough light, right? So you couldn't use this as a main source light. You might need to use that cold shoe that's built onto it and mount probably 2, maybe 3 additional lights to get more light to hit you, but definitely not that good from a distance. But let's move it in a little closer. All right, so here we go. I moved it in just about 2 feet closer, and this is looking not so bad actually at 2 2 feet.
What?
Hi, Technical Gamers. Now I have the light in front of me, right on the tripod, facing me, and this is the kind of brightness you're gonna get. Again, very harsh shadows you're gonna start creating because the light is very close to you. Also, very harsh highlights, right? So if your face is a little bit oily like mine, you're gonna get these very bright speckles and highlights of light, right at the high points of my face, right? Nose, probably above the eyebrows, forehead, right here in that crease where I get mad. All right, Technical Gamers, so we are here at 9,000 Kelvin, 100%. Bring it down, it moves pretty fast actually, down to 2,500 Kelvin. All right, so this is how warm this light can actually get. It's gonna mess up my white balance, but it's all right. Very yellow, right? Let's turn off this light here so you can get a true feeling for what it looks like. This is at 2,500 Kelvin, full brightness, 100%. Makes for a nice little warm, crisp, a little warm backlight. Nice little candlelight effect, right? If you put it at a distance. Looks kind of cool, gets very warm, so it can definitely suit your warmness needs, right? Feeling cold, what? But since we did both at 100%, let's go ahead and drop the percentage of it down to 50%. See what this looks like if I drop it down to 50 percentile. That's 50%, right? Not too bad. Let's see how low this can go, right? 50%, it's pretty decent. Let's drop. Okay, 5%, 4, 3, 2. This is 1% brightness. So this is the mode where you can probably get 10 to 15 hours of light. If you notice, going from 1% to 2% to 3%, right till you get to about 10%, it's a pretty big jump, right? Now, if I go over to 25%, this feels like it's almost like 100%. So this is 30% right now you're looking at. So let's go ahead and match 30 to 100%, right? I'm gonna just jump cut the camera scene to see what this looks like, right? So 30%, 100%, right? 100%, 30%. So it looks like there is a pretty significant difference. So between 30% and 100, but I did find that it kind of jumped up pretty fast. Switching over to color mode, I'm right at the 236 degree, which is a blue shade, right? I don't know exactly which blue shade, but by toggling that button, holding it, you can pretty much toggle through all of the colors, right? 270, 280, 290, 300. Ooh, this goes pretty fast. Much faster than the winner. You can toggle between the colors fast. So red, and basically you can just pretty much toggle and slide right through the entire color spectrum utilizing these lights. All right, Technical Gamers, so what I will say is this is pretty nifty. I do like the fact that it is a simple device, right? Mount it, turn it on, shoot it, dial in your specific brightness, your specific temperature, your specific color, and you're good to go, right? You can't really control this wirelessly or anything like that. All right, Technical Gamers, so I hope you enjoyed that little quick review of the Ulanzi light. Would I recommend it? Indeed. I'm using it myself for gaming. You can see in the clip right here at the ending of it. But very good device, very cheap. You can get this device right now. It is actually Amazon choice, apparently. It's got a good star rating, coming in at $29 right now. You got a little 5% coupon. But this is a very nifty device to have, right? I definitely would recommend this to anyone who is vlogging, to anyone who is a gamer, to anyone who's doing product images, product photography, product videography. This is perfect for your preferences, right? You can actually hold this in your hand or maybe on a tripod or some kind of stand to hold it with your hand and move it around your product to kind of give it this dynamic lighting, right? Or around your object, your subject, to kind of create it, get that nice little flashy, high class, bougie, what? Not bougie. I just realized my baby Yoda here is drunk. What's going on with you, bro? You lean, you got that lean in your system? Let's fix him up a little bit. The whole time, why didn't you tell me he was falling over? I told you stop messing with that stuff. Look what it's doing to you now. I gotta keep you close to watch you. All right, Technical Gamers, thanks for stopping by, checking out the video. I hope it was informative. And if you're in the market for this type of lighting, nothing too large or huge, just kind of a supplemental lighting for your gaming, maybe something specific for product photography, this is probably a good way to go. To be honest, I probably would recommend this over the Lewinner RGB light, mostly because of the simplicity of it, right? I don't want to get bogged down in all of the color modes because personally, I probably wouldn't need a lot of the features. But if you do need those specific 20 color modes, there's a lot of those in the Lewinner. I would suggest going with that one. But otherwise, as far as the build quality, the lighting, it's neck and neck. You're not going to lose either way. And with that, I'll see you in my next video. We'll let Gamer Jermaine take it out using this little Ulanzi light as a side lighting in this gameplay in 3002, 2001. I'm going to count all the way down. 3000, 2099. Who else want it? Who else needs this? You need it, and you. All you need these bullets. Holy smokes! Somebody just tried to smoke me out the game. Is it you? Paid for that. With a lot of cash.